Hi there, high schoolers. This is Helen McConnell, your tapping expert. The folks over at Andersen Construction Company and ASI Structures have invited me to create this series of videos to help you and your family members find some emotional relief as we go through these most interesting and strange times. For you high schoolers, especially if you're a senior, you may be feeling some added emotions around not having the traditional events. No prom, no graduation, maybe no homecoming, no football, no marching band, no choir, no sports, no SATs. Whatever you're feeling about, I want you to know you're going to be okay anyway, but notice your negative emotions, things you're feeling about those things, and really do your best to name the emotion or the emotions. And for this tapping, we're just going to pick one thing and one emotion. And you can tap along and you can learn a lot, even if it's not exactly what you're feeling. In all the other videos that I've created, I've gone over briefly what this weird tapping thing is. I know it looks kind of silly, but once you get the hang of it and you start using it and see how powerful it is, it's not silly at all. And it works so well. And if you're in front of other people or around other people, you don't have to use the tap on the head or any of the face points. You can just use the side of your hand and it will still at least bring you some relief. All right, so for this one, we're going to tap together now. I want you to identify, clearly state your problem, your negative emotion. Which event is the most disappointing for you or the most troublesome for you? I'm going to just pick one for now. I'm going to say that not having a graduation ceremony might be the most disappointing for many, not everybody. It's okay if it doesn't bother you. But if it does, or if something else bothers you, just use the words that I'm using and your mind will know what to do with them. So on a scale of 0 to 10, rate the intensity of your current negative emotions as you think about no graduation ceremony. You will still graduate, you just won't have the ceremony. Take a deep breath and we're going to tap together. Okay, so we're going to tap together on no graduation ceremony, and we're going to call it disappointment. And whatever your intensity is, just write down the intensity of your negative emotion. Write that number down so you don't forget. We're going to tap on the side of the hand. You're going to repeat after me and say, even though there won't be a graduation ceremony, you can repeat that, and I feel so disappointed. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And we don't even know for sure if there's not going to be one, but this is for all the things that are not going to probably happen. All right, so even though there probably won't be a graduation ceremony this year, I deeply and completely accept myself, and you keep repeating this. And I choose to know that I'm going to be okay anyway. Okay, and keep tapping, even though I'm disappointed because there probably won't be a graduation ceremony. I've been looking forward to it for years. And I deeply and completely accept myself. All right, so we're going to tap now. We're going to tap around the points like you learned or are going to learn now. Tap on the top of your head and say, no graduation ceremony. On the inner eyebrow, I'm so disappointed. Side of the eye, I've been looking forward to this since I was a little kid. Under the eye, no cap and gown. Under the nose, no pomp and circumstance. On the chin, no valedictorian. Collarbone, no graduation ceremony. Under the arm, I'm so disappointed. Okay, just take a breath. That's one round. We're going to check back in. Notice what you notice now, thinking there might not be a graduation ceremony or whatever it is you were focusing on. And notice your disappointment now. Is it still at the same intensity where it was before we started? Rate it again and just notice. We're not going to do this forever. We do 2 or 3 rounds, and if nothing changes, then we change the focus of the tapping a little bit. But for now, we're going to assume it's making a little bit of a change. Okay, so re-rate, and we'll start again and say, even though I'm still feeling disappointed, because there may not be a graduation ceremony, and I don't get to do that thing with all my friends, but I deeply and completely accept myself. And I choose to know that somehow I'm going to be okay. And since this is our second round, we're just going to do that setup statement one time. Tap around, say, I still feel so disappointed. On the eyebrow, I still have this remaining disappointment. Side of the eye. I may not get to graduate with all my friends. Under the eye. And they may not get to graduate with me. Under the nose. At least we may not have the ceremony. On the chin. We can still graduate. Collarbone. We just may not have the traditional ceremony. Under the arm. The cap and gown and pomp and circumstance. Okay. Take a deep breath. And as we tap, one of the important things, especially for kids your age or adults, is to notice what comes up. What else is showing up for you around this? Get really honest with yourself. What are the other emotions or thoughts are showing up? And be honest and do some more tapping around that. So that's 2 rounds of tapping we did. I want you to re-rate the intensity. Say it now. Say, what if there's no graduation ceremony? Just take a deep breath and see if the intensity of your emotion, whatever it was, see if it's come down a little bit. Maybe it's gone up, but that's okay. If it changes, that's the important thing. But hopefully it's coming down to a level that's more manageable. The important thing I want you to learn now, the sooner you learn this, the better, is that you are in charge of your emotions. I mean, they may come up without you realizing it, but you're in charge of how you react to them. Since we've done this tapping together a couple of rounds, and if it's still bothering you, here are some questions you can begin to ask yourself. Is there something I can actually do about this event not happening? Can I put on my own graduation ceremony? Probably not. So, but maybe you can. Maybe you can create a small version, a social distance version for you and your friends. And if there's something you can do about this not happening, say, am I doing it? Am I doing the thing I can do? And if you've determined that there's nothing I can do about it, ask yourself, why would I want to continue to feel bad about it? Feeling bad or good is a choice you make. How long are you going to feel bad? These are some questions you can begin to ask yourself about this and all kinds of other things. All right. So if you tap 2 or 3 rounds with very little movement in intensity, it's likely that the target, the thing you're tapping on, needs to be adjusted or edited. Try changing it slightly. Like for graduation disappointment, you could say, even though I was, maybe you shifted to something like, even though I was so looking forward to graduating with my best friend who I've gone through all the years of school together, I deeply and completely accept myself. The beautiful thing about this is that life is like this. We can't always plan and make everything be the way we wanted it to be or we thought it was going to be. But what we can do is manage our emotional reaction to it. By reaction, I mean, what are you doing with your emotions? All right, this is the beauty of tapping. If you need any further resources or assistance, please don't hesitate to email me, helen@helenmcconnell.com. You can tell me what you're trying to tap on, how it's working or not working, and I can email you back with some help. And all the titles in this series are listed in the description of this video. Here's to your emotional freedom.